Every time I drop a new episode, I seem to spend way more time than I should perfecting the visuals for it. Let's be honest, people absolutely judge a show by the cover it presents to the world. A thumbnail for any podcast or YouTube upload carries a surprising amount of promotional weight these days. I actually reuse those same thumbnails across all my social platforms to maximize their promotional impact. If you're producing any kind of long-form content, a strong visual representation is non-negotiable for success. Neglecting your YouTube thumbnails, in particular, means your show just won't have a fighting chance today. That's why I finally want to walk you through the specific workflow I landed on for this entire process. It's a hybrid human plus AI pipeline designed for consistency and maximum performance. This system consistently delivers scroll-stopping thumbnails and turns long videos into great short clips. I've been on a long, winding journey trying to get my thumbnail game completely dialed in over the years. Back in the day, I initially stuck to a rigid template for every single release without fail. It always featured a generic character on the right side, with simple, bold title text for clarity. That method was fast and easy to execute week after week without much thought. However, over time, the entire series started to feel incredibly robotic and dull to me. Then I jumped into experimenting with full AI illustrations generated by various image tools. I also tried classic cutouts, where I'd scrub my own portrait and paste it onto a generated body. Man, the time sink associated with those pure creative routes was frankly astounding for my schedule. The pure image generation tools can yield amazing visuals, but it often took dozens of attempts to find one usable image. I was genuinely burning entire hours just chasing that one single perfect shot every time. This initial pure creative process was simply not sustainable for a consistent weekly upload schedule. Somewhere around this year, I got some really honest feedback from my community on LinkedIn. They mentioned that viewers actually wanted to see the human being behind the show, not just graphics. Apparently, in an era saturated with faceless AI-driven channels, viewers really crave that personal connection. They explicitly wanted to see more of my actual face within the artwork for better recognition. That actually makes total sense when you think about it logically in today's landscape. When every other channel is faceless and purely algorithmic, a real human face becomes the crucial bridge. So, I made a conscious pivot to put much more of myself into the frame of the final graphic. But introducing my actual self immediately raised a brand new production problem for my process. Getting a consistent, recognizable likeness of myself from current AI generation is surprisingly tough to achieve. The generated faces almost never look exactly like the real person they are supposed to represent accurately. This meant constant manual cutting of faces, patching inconsistent lighting, and tweaking colors constantly. It quickly devolved into a genuine Photoshop nightmare that cost me too much valuable production time. This is precisely where adopting the hybrid approach completely changed the whole game for my output. I now use a few specific AI tools just to generate the creative concepts and the background elements. But critically, I always anchor the final visual with an actual recent photograph of myself as the base. I feed that real shot into the visual prompt pipeline so the AI knows the pose and vibe I need immediately. Then when the AI composite still doesn't capture my face accurately enough, I take one extra required step. I perform a lightweight face swap using one of those free, easily accessible web tools for correction. It's certainly not a perfect 100% solution every single time, I'll admit that openly. But it gets me to a recognizable, consistent look that viewers will immediately associate with the show and brand. Most people scrolling quickly get that instant cue. That is me, which is the primary marketing goal achieved. Now, moving beyond just the thumbnail creation, my biggest productivity win is how I repurpose long episodes. Before I found this better workflow, I was manually combing through 45 to 90 minutes of raw recording time. I spent endless hours hunting for those perfect moments that could be clipped and posted right away to social media. It was an absolute grind trying to keep up with the demand for short-form content across all platforms. I tried using image generators and separate video editors, but the person hours and associated costs added up way too fast. What I really wanted was something that could find the juicy bits automatically without micromanaging every single cut. I needed an assistant that lives inside my footage and highlights the important parts for me instantly. Enter the specific AI tool designed to handle this heavy lifting automatically for content creation. This tool literally scans the entire talk, finds the key moments, and spits out suggested clips for my review. It saves me an incredible amount of time compared to manually scrubbing for those crucial 30 to 90 second clips. I can rely on the AI to surface the best candidates that are likely to land well on all social feeds. It's fantastic at highlighting those emotional peaks, quotable lines, and high-energy segments instantly. But the functionality goes beyond simple clip extraction, which is an important detail to note right here. The auto-schedule feature is something I consider a low-key, massive game changer for weekly efficiency. I simply set the desired posting frequency, maybe twice a week, right inside the platform's settings. Then, the system auto-schedules the clips based on best posting times for my audience cadence automatically. That scheduling feature alone cuts several hours off my weekly content to-do list immediately upon implementation. Furthermore, the centralized content calendar gives me one single place to track everything I need to publish. I can easily see what's scheduled, move items around, brand match clips, and publish everywhere seamlessly. It becomes tidy, it becomes centralized, and I ditch the messy spreadsheets and endless browser tabs for good. Look, there are other tools out there that could do parts of this job, I know that for a fact. But some are incredibly pricey, while others are too niche to be universally useful for every creator. The stylized art tools are amazing for aesthetics, but they are costly and unpredictable when you need a consistent persona. Hiring a dedicated designer for every single thumbnail is simply not a sustainable cost for most creators today. The high-end, bespoke thumbnails you see from massive channels often require entire teams and cost thousands per image. My goal was to edge closer to that professional polish level without spending a small fortune on assets, or without funneling 2 full days into perfecting the visual assets for just one single episode release. So here's the repeatable workflow I am currently using, and it keeps me very much in a comfortable timeframe for production. I used to spend a solid 90 minutes just on the thumbnail and the clip repurpose process combined weekly. Now, I can usually get everything into a great place in closer to 45 minutes total for the whole task. The first step is always concept brainstorming, where I use a lightweight prompt flow in a custom GPT for titles. I tell the AI the episode angle and the exact emotional hooks I want to target with the final visual. It spits back a handful of headline options and 3 distinct visual concepts for me to review quickly. Most of the time, one of those initial concepts lands perfectly, but if not, I simply iterate on the prompt. It's crucial to train the model once with a clear visual style guide for your look and your desired tone. This saves me the massive headache of explaining my specific look every single time I start a new project creation. Step 2 is anchoring the concept by taking a quick selfie that matches the needed emotion for the image. I feed that real photo into the visual prompt pipeline for the AI to use as a foundational guide for the image. The AI will often generate a great body, lighting, and background composition around my input pose successfully. But as we established, faces are finicky, which is why I always keep that original photo handy for the next stage. Step 3 is the face swap if necessary, where I upload the composite and my real photo to the correction tool. Swapping my actual face back in is that tiny extra step that dramatically improves overall recognizability. After the swap, the image finally reads correctly as me, yet keeps the AI's creative background and lighting intact. Step 4 involves polishing everything in either Photoshop or a platform like Canva if I prefer a lighter tool. I do a quick crop for both the square podcast tile and the wider YouTube rectangle aspect for ratio requirement. Generative fill tools today make cleanup so much faster than any painstaking manual retouching used to require. Step 5 is all about the text and type overlay for maximum readability on the final thumbnail graphic. I keep my fonts absolutely consistent across episodes, so they build a recognizable visual library for the series. If typography isn't your strength, the custom GPT can suggest text layouts for you to try out easily. Step 6 is the clip creation process using the integrated AI editor for the final short-form assets. I upload the full episode and just let that AI editor run its automated analysis on the entire recording. It generates a set of clip suggestions that perfectly match the highlights promised by the thumbnail and title text. From there, I pick the best ones, do quick trims if needed, add platform-specific captions, and cue them up. The AI's clip picks are frequently the exact moments that perform best across TikTok, Reels, and Shorts because they prioritize energy. There are certainly the few unintuitive moves in this routine. I won't deny that to you at all. But once you get these few key steps down, the entire process becomes incredibly repeatable and fast for every episode. I haven't found a single tool that nails everything end-to-end at a price point most creators can actually afford right now. The key is stitching them together, so the clip side doesn't require constant babysitting of every single snippet. You still get to be the human voice and face in the overall creative story, which is the most important part. Every once in a while, I still have to go in manually if an AI artifact looks genuinely weird, but that's rare now. Most of my thumbnails now read well, look consistent with my brand, and successfully get people to click the content. And the repurposed clips? They feed the social machine without completely eating up my entire week of time. If you truly want a deeper tutorial, I can absolutely break down any of these specific steps for you in a follow-up. Want a full walkthrough on those generative edits in Photoshop? Or a demo of the custom GPT prompt structure? Let me know via DM if 5 people specifically asked for the Photoshop deep dive, and I'll film that tutorial next. Bottom line, you have to invest time in your visual assets to stand out in the crowded feed today. Build a style guide up front and always prioritize keeping the human element in the frame for connection. Use AI tools for the heavy lifting, the ideation, background generation, and all the clip scheduling. Stitching those specialized tools together results in something polished, consistent, and repeatable without creator burnout. That's the workflow that has saved me massive amounts of time while making my content perform much better overall. If you try any of this and want feedback on your own visual selection, slide into my DMs. I'd love to see what you create.